Now to the Western Cape. Community Safety and Police Oversight MEC Reagen says he's concerned about crime levels in Hanover Park and surrounding areas. Murder and rival gang shootings are a day-to-day reality for residents. Allen says he's been engaging with the South African Police Service. Let's bring the MEC into this conversation. He joins us now from Cape Town. A very good morning to you, Mr. Allen, and thank you so much for your time this morning. So you say that you've engaged with the SAPS about the increasing levels of crime. What has been the feedback from the service?
Thank you so much, firstly, for having me. Under the circumstances, it's extremely difficult. We have seen how in fostering relationships with the South African Police Service, and if we just take Hanover Park, for example, Hanover Park is serviced by the Philippi police station. And within that precinct, we've been requesting for a satellite office to be within Hanover Park. Because since 2020, we've seen more than 12 SAPS members, a decrease of more than 12 SAPS members on that particular station, at station level. We've also seen that how detectives are sitting with dockets of close to 500 per detective. So it makes it extremely difficult. Hence, we have deployed, together with the City of Cape Town, the LEAP program, which is a law enforcement advancement program, and we have 48 LEAP officers in the area in order to do visible policing, patrols, vehicle checkpoints, together with the South African Police Service, and we have seen some successes in that regard. However, the concern remains because too many times we get videos via WhatsApp or we see on social media that there's gang flare-ups. We've seen in Manenberg recently where automatic rifles are being used. And on Friday, I reactivated the reward system where we are able to get tip-offs anonymously, where we are able to find these drugs and these guns that are being used in order to confiscate it. But Morena, if I must say it bluntly, we need a arrest to happen. We need convictions to be secured. And we need our police service to be properly set up within our areas in order to ultimately root out crime.
Mr. Allen, whose responsibility is that, to have the heavy presence of police in Hanover Park, in Manenberg, in all of these areas that have been identified time and time again as hotspots for gangsterism, as hotspots for such illegal firearms, as you're mentioning, you're talking rifles here. These are the kinds of weapons you wouldn't want to be seeing or hearing about on the streets of the Western Cape. But whose responsibility is it? The Western Cape government or national government? Peggy, for example.
Morena, thank you for mentioning that. I just wanted to also say that on Friday, a bullet went through the class of a grade 1 school in Manenberg. So you can understand that situation where communities are frustrated. On the one hand, we do know we have a constitution. SAPS is a national competency. Morena, I've heard bizarre statements coming from national where they would say that deployment happens at a Western Cape government level, and that is not a fact. It is managed, it is controlled. Deployment is via the national government. We have done in the Western Province, which is a policing needs and priorities report every year. And then we see the recommendations are hardly taken into account. We've looked at skewed allocations, for example, where we've seen an area like Camps Bay would have a police to population ratio of 1 officer for every 250 residents. But in Hanover Park, which covers the Philippi area, it is 1 officer for every 600 residents, which is above the national and the provincial average. So it's a national competency. We've been saying, let the Western Cape government, let SAPS be devolved to a capable government so that we can see SAPS being professionalized. And Morena, when we speak to station level commanders, if we speak to the men and women in blue that are doing amazing work, they are hamstrung because they are doing the job of 3, 4, 5 people. And we are sadly even losing some of these officers because they are saying they can't work in the circumstances if you consider all the gang flare-ups that have been happening.
Mr. Allen, I
So, yes,
unfortunately
it is
have
the
to bring an
national
end
minister.
to our conversation right now. I know it is a very important situation that we are speaking about here, and I imagine it is a conversation that we hopefully won't be speaking about for too long, but that we definitely will have to continue speaking about. I bring an end to our conversation because, of course, we are reflecting back on the laying to rest of the former mayor of Johannesburg, Mpho. But thank you so much for your time. That is the Community Safety and Police Oversight, MEC, Reagen Allen.